Hello everyone, and welcome back to this awesome Saturday full of Ori. We're now at our third restreamed match of the day between TwiceTheBaguette and #FreeLeaf emoji. So these teams are GreeZ and Lusther on the side of TwiceTheBaguette, and Jamal and Wespr on the side of FreeLeaf emoji. So very experienced runners, very excited to see. We have the 1-1 teams here, so both have won and lost a match. And yeah, I couldn't bring you the action alone, so my name is Tukil, and joined on commentary I am by Lion today. Lion, how is it going?
It's going good today, and as you said, both teams 1-1 in this match will be an exciting one for sure to see. Be a close match should be exciting. Both teams can still make it to that 3-1 required to get into the bracket stage. So see what they do as we get started in just about a little over a minute now. Anything foreseeing any type of seed you'd want to see? Anything for these players want to see go on?
Yeah, we will see what they get. I know that in doubles, generally, you want to see like the early powerful skill sets that allow you to split up, or, well, just anything that allows you to split up so you don't have to follow in each other's track. I also just want to quickly mention that even though Free Leaf emoji is 1-1, it currently is only the second match they are playing because unfortunately in the first round they didn't get their match scheduled, so yeah, they got a free win out of that because City Escape unfortunately had to forfeit. But with that being said, very exciting to see what they can do, especially because this is their first restreamed match, I believe. Not 100% on that, but either way, I am super excited. We have, well, all of them have been in the community for a long, long time, very experienced. And yeah, we're getting right into the action. So, Lane, what is maybe a skill you want to see?
There's a lot of things that I like seeing early. It's always really like seeing seeds where there's a lot of different things you can do early on. So getting something like early dash or charge jump, bash grenade sometimes is interesting with so much you can do. I know many runners who aren't the biggest fans, but we'll see what we get. Now just a water vein shard, and that will be required as Ginso is one of the areas that does have a relic, as the three that do not are Blackroot, Forlorn, and Haru. So interesting things we'll see at the start. Blackroot is an area that is part of it is accessible very early normally, so we'll see what the early progression to be, and if runners will then choose to now spend less time in Blackroot, as is an area that can be very slow, and especially with no relic in it.
Yeah, and we are getting a first keystone, which means it's fairly likely we're gonna get a second one. And that opens up some more pickups that we can get to even without any skills. But regardless, we are kind of limited in the amount of pickups we can get without a skill. Of course, sign doesn't really count. It is a skill, yes, but I mean, that was the one skill that is maybe currently not randomized yet. So yeah, we'll see what runners decide to do. No splitting up for now. And hopefully we get a skill soon so we can see some splitting up and not have people follow into each other's steps, because that is kind of what makes doubles the more interesting thing. Jamal with the level up already, so has set up for being able to go into Blackroot, second keystone, so we will open that door. Now the question is if that fourth pickup holds anything of importance. And it's just an ability cell, so all of them move on to the 3 or 4 pickups that we now have in Logic. And we're getting a bit of a check underwater. I didn't quite catch what that was. Oh, another keystone.
It was just a keystone. So yeah, just a keystone. And so now we're to see just another keystone up here. So as for now, it's not very extra keystones can't do anything without a skill. So they need something to be able to get up through spirit caverns. However, for No, there's still a few more pickups they can get in Glades without a keystone. One down by the map altar, and then there's the wall jump tree and the one last experience orb over to the left side. That will be one sunstone shard there. As we see, the 3 of our owners have gone straight there. And it will be one more keystone, so it's likely that the pickup required will be on the wall jump tree.
Yeah,
I
it
do
seems
like what,
pretty good.
yeah, we, so it looks, yeah, and Wespr, who went and checked that keystone first, is now going back to get the sunstone shard. I do like that plays, then they can see if there is something there, or if there was nothing in the pickup before, then means that there's a bit less distance for the 2 runners to cover, and so we'll see now as Lusther looks to be the first one to be getting down towards the wall jump tree, so we'll see what this ends up being. It is climb.
Oh, GreeZ getting trolled by the slime in the bottom left corner. Got pushed down 3 times, I think, by now. Unfortunately, without wall interaction or any way to get up, that means he had to reload because he wants to keep that keystone to be able to move into Spirit Caverns later on. But now that we have our first skill, and it is a skill that allows us to go into Blackroot, yeah, I'm not surprised to see Jamal in the top right corner immediately going there so we can continue to check pickups without, well, trailing behind each other. Reoccurring theme, just not something we want to see too much. People not gaining new information when they could.
Yeah, and as we're seeing on the right side, Wespr is now going to be taking those keystones again. Is likely going to be going up into Spirit Caverns and seeing if there's anything in the 3 pickups that they can get with climb there. And Lusther is on his way there as well, so we'll see if GreeZ decides to go and follow Jamal into Blackroot, which is what we are seeing now. Yep, which makes sense, as both teams are doing this splitting up, and there is wall jump as well. Lots of wall interaction.
Yeah, where's double jump for the full experience? We see the extra double jump in Spirit Caverns, but without double jump, that unfortunately doesn't do a whole lot. And I wouldn't be surprised if Lusther went for the upper left keystone as well. It is definitely not in logic because it requires knowledge of a micro ledge. Wow, very easily gotten by Lusther. So now he can check it. And with that wall jump that we know where it is of course in logic. However, it's only 27 experience, so nothing so far. So we either have to get a bunch of keystones in Blackroot to be able to open the Spirit Caverns top door, or go and get some other form of progression in Blackroot. And yeah, wall jump is
So
not that progression.
yeah, and so I think we're seeing Wespr doing here in the bottom right is really interesting because they were not actually able to check the pickups up here in the Blades loop because the climb was down on the tree, and so they hadn't gotten the wall interaction by the time they'd gone here. So these are 3 more pickups up in this area. We'll see in the bottom right, and we'll see it's there as looks like Jamal will be the first one to get through Blackroot and get to the dash tree, and so we'll see if there is anything there as well. Doesn't look to be much. There is one more pickup in Glades that Wespr can get, so it's this map stone just over to the right, and it is just a keystone.
Yeah, so it seems very likely at this point that progression is just that charge flame tree. We have, I think, on Jamal's side, 2 more pickups left in logic. The mapstone he's grabbing right now is not in logic. However, that Gumon seal chart is definitely a nice find, as we do need access into our dungeons. Actually, we don't need access to Forlorn, so might not be too important.
Yeah, we'll see if sometimes you do end up getting seeds where there's no Forlorn required, but then you do end up getting multiple skills in Forlorn, so it could be one of those seeds. But who knows? We'll see if there does end up anything in Jamal. Actually, not quite gonna be able to make it down to that ability cell, so we'll have to die and go back up and try to go down and get it. This pickup. Still not. Once again, it is a bit tricky to get that jump without going down on the platforms. So can you can go and climb down the platforms, which looks like what he's going to go do now. And that will be Charge Flame.
Ooh, so
So
it's not quite Charge Flame Tree, and we don't need to spend the 4 keystones for now, since we don't have a way to break that floor/ceiling at the top. Though it might still end up to be that way, but we can get to the tree itself at least with Charge Flame alone. And we also immediately see the Charge Flame efficiency, which in Randomizer has been modified to give you free Charge Flame instead of reducing the price to 1/2. Because by default it only costs half an energy. So we can actually use it even though we don't have a whole lot of energy.
yeah, and so you see what if there is any pickups here. There is the Sorrow TP, not something they can do anything with right now, but will be very useful later on. And just ability cell. So if there's anything on the Charge Flame tree that could be important, otherwise they may have to go up towards through the Keystone door anyway, and is just 5 experience on Charge Flame tree. So there'll likely still be some pressure potentially at the start of Valiant tree, as there are a couple pickups they can get there with just Wall Jump and Charge Flame.
GreeZ also trying to get to the ability cell by just dropping down, didn't quite get it and is immediately choosing to use the platforms. Also now in possession of Charge Flame, so probably gonna be very happy to have found that. Well, actually, I do believe most runners are not that happy about the typical wall interaction blue break start because, well, you just have the entirety of right side in logic and it's not very fun or fast to navigate, but, well, talking about fun and fast, that's Bash.
Yeah, that is definitely very fun and it makes the speed a lot faster for sure. That is something that JML did not actually check. It just took the C Flame and went straight over towards the Charge Flame trees. So see if Wespr does end up checking that after going to get dash. There is a chance, but also you may not. You may just decide to take the C Flame straight over to C Flame tree. And to Valiant tree. It really just depends, I guess, if there is anything in Valiant tree, or because if there ends up being another skill there, that could mean that a free leaf emoji don't end up getting that bash anytime soon.
And we also see Lusther taking our friend here to stomp the peg to have an easier access to Grotto. That will allow him to not spend the 4 keystones as well as to just, well, go there. He still needs to have some form of verticality to get up to upper Grotto, but lower Grotto is also very dense, specifically with that blue break that they have in the form of Charge Flame.
Yeah, definitely. And so we'll see. Lusther doing a smart move, making sure he gets the TP before going and getting that experience behind the boulder, because well, it does have bash, so you can't climb that over without bash. It's not something that you be able to do. Other thing to note is that there was a Ginso teleporter there as well, and so that could be also useful as there is a relic in Ginso. So just one more water vein shard will then be required to get into Ginso. We do see in the bottom right, Wespr is going to be falling behind and will be getting the bash and that Ginso TP as well.
Yeah, one thing to notice that even though they could get access to Ginso right now, getting up in Ginso is actually not possible for them right now. You need a bit more verticality or at least charge dash to be able to go up the second room before you can get any pickups there. So yeah, it's definitely one thing off of your mental checklist maybe that you are able to get in there, but for now you can't really do anything there. And actually, Lusther, before the match, said that one of the skill sets that he enjoys the most is Bash Nade. And we have the Bash. Where's the Nade? Maybe we'll find that very soon.
Maybe not. There is already Charge Flame, so we'll see if Grenade does end up showing itself or not. Definitely possible. Definitely could also end up being in like Oru somewhere. It's always possible. You never know where Grenade could be. But it would is one of the skills that now with Bash would unlock almost everything on the map because there's just so much you can do with bash grenades. So see if they do find that. As Lusther is first player to get into Grotto. Really found anything of yet, but there are still plenty of items to check in this area. Moves down to the left side.
Yeah, we could. I mean, there is with Bash. There's always the possibility to just take a spider shot to get into upper Grotto. With the free double bashes, that might be a viable option. Not too sure if anyone is gonna go for that. However, yeah, we will have to see what our next piece of progression is. Even though this is a very comfy skill set for the early game, it is definitely not a skill set that people can finish with. Especially not in a relic setting where you need to search late game areas, specifically the ones with the relics, of course. And yeah, you definitely need some more skills to be able to do that.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely still many things that they could need in many places. They could find those skills, and as you see, and Wespr has also gone down into Grotto, falling behind Lusther, whereas Jamal and GreeZ as well have both gone back into Glades, and you might see Jamal continue up here, go over towards the Spirit Tree, and go through Grove to check those items there, while teammate decides to instead go through Grotto so they can check more pickups on the right side at the same time.
Yeah, and Grove is actually kind of important because there is, of course, a relic in there, and it is fairly easy to navigate with the skills they have. They can get to anything that isn't like hard locked, and so I wouldn't be surprised. And yeah, we see J-Mill opening the door. Gonna go and check Valley entry first. He has been here before, but he will check the plant. Find some
that
gold
pickup
to
there.
sell, and just some XP. So nothing of importance here. And Lusther, top left, is attempting rock slide. Has a save nearby. Needs to go onto the rock as it slides down to be able to avoid the laser. You need to do that if you don't have the 4 energy required. And he in fact only has 3, and even though you could energy glitch that door, it's really not something you want to do. So
And this trick is very, very difficult to get. And is doable, especially with practice, but it can be very difficult. And there we go, Lusther has done it, and with Charge Flames, break this floor, see if there is anything here, and there is clean water.
ooh, yeah. Clean water is definitely something you want for later. It radically reduces the amount of absolutely required health you need to complete a seed, as well as, well, we have a swamp relic. And swamp has a few underwater pickups, and doing those without clean water can be a bit of a pain.
And we do see Wespr in the bottom right also trying to go for the same very difficult trick here. And so if he is able to get it, meanwhile Lusther is going to be taking that spider shot, as you mentioned earlier, to go all the way up to the top of Grotto.
I'm such a big fan of this.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, up in Grove, so far there was 1 Gumon Seal Shard at the Valley entry area, but nothing else so far they have found. But still, there are many other pickups here. They can't get the pickup behind the 4 energy door as there's not enough energy, but still can check most of the other pickups in this area. And Wespr does end up getting the rock slide and will get his clean water as well.
Yeah, so far the teams are definitely neck and neck. No favorite. They're checking similar things, and well, yeah, no one really in the lead. It's kind of, well, not really a slow early game, but a fairly linear one. We only have the right side that we can do right now, and although Bash speeds seeds up, it's not quite that fast, especially in the majority of Grotto where you don't have enemies to bash off of. As well as Grove can also be a bit tedious, but we see all 4 runners making quick work of the pickups they have left on the map.
And we do see a Sunstone Shard there that all just found in the energy cell just below Spider Sack. So, and there's a Water Vein Shard there as well, and that is access to Ginso, and because they do have the TP there, with enough keystones, there are some pickups they can get there in with enough keystones. So maybe somewhere we do see Jamal decide to go. We'll see. There are still a couple more pickups and a relic there that we have found. So Grove Relic is one of those that can be in a lot of places because Grove is a big area. So always a nice one to find early.
I mean, even without keystones, but with Bash, you can still access some of the pickups in upper Ginso, even start the escape if you wanted to. Even though I wouldn't... Without double jump, I think it's a bit annoying, but I'm not entirely sure if it's possible or not. However, we will see if people will opt to go there, any of the runners. GreeZ is luring a spider to be able to double bash the shot. In the bottom left. Gets it now. Ah, no, drops the shot. Okay. Is trying to lure the shot from the other spider now. But oh wow, I totally missed it, but Lusther got dash. Wow,
Yeah,
that's massive.
I believe it was in the Death Gauntlet. I wasn't catch which pickup. I think it was on the energy cell, but I might be wrong. It was in that general area though. So see if that does end up being an area that the other team does check. Likely somewhere they will go eventually, but still very good to see, especially for TwiceTheBaguette, just to get dash early just speeds up so many things. And clean water. There is also the Blades Relic in Swim, and Wespr did also find the Grotto Relic in between the Crushers as well. So 3 relics found between the teams. So.
Yeah, and they are all relatively easy, nothing too hard. Wind Restored on the side of J-Mall. That is also very nifty. We did see the same pickup from GreeZ before already, so yeah, both teams have that knowledge. If they find Glide, that is just easy Sorrow access, as well as access to some more obscure pickups, like here, right above J-Mall, there is a pickup that, yeah, would require some serious verticality or at least Glide and Wind Restored. So if we find that Glide, definitely a heads-up play to also have the Wind Restored. Ooh, J-Mall taking a bit of a death. And needs to climb back up here. And watch a cutscene again. Quite unfortunate.
Yeah, and we do see now that both runners on TwiceTheBaguette will be going over towards the swamp area. There's also a relic here, and also there is the Oru TP that Lusther has now found. It'd definitely be nice for later. That's something they need now. But I do really like this play to go over towards swamp, as there is still a relic there that they need to get, and they've gotten relics in the other areas on the right side. TwiceTheBaguette, I haven't found the one in Grotto yet, but it's still one of the areas they haven't found a relic in, so it makes more sense to spend time searching here rather than in other areas where they've already found the relic.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see a lot of shards, but not a whole lot of resources. Like, the Team Free Leaf emoji is still on 3 health. TwiceTheBaguette only just found a 5th health cell. So, wow, this is kind of what the opposite of what TwiceTheBaguette at least was hoping for. Especially looking at the other true seeds we've seen so far, where runners were kind of forced to finish with very, very low resources. And we see a repeat of that. And wow, Wespr, this is not where you need to go. You can just take the spider shot up. I think he will realize very soon that he cannot get up here. There's a bit of an overhang where you need at least some kind of verticality or glide to be able to get to the other wall and progress. And
Yeah,
oh, you can bash the rocks. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was not aware that you could bash those rocks, but that makes sense.
yes, it's one of those things that this cutscene is normally it's just skip the cutscene, and so you don't normally see the rocks here. But one thing that I want to point out, there is the swamp relic that Lusther has just found just before swamp entry. So that is going to be another relic that they have, which is always nice. Which Jamal looks like he's about to find it just now. And well, the other thing I want to note is that there was a health cell just above where Jamal is now, but it's not end up going and picking that health cell up. It was on the health cell pickup. So now that as the relic might not go back and get that. So they do have clean water, but still having only 3 health can be not very fun to play later on in the game.
Also, apparently Lusther doesn't have 5 health. Maybe that was just a mega health or something he found. So yeah, resources are kind of an issue right now, but yeah, with that dash, with the charge dash specifically, we can see Lusther on the top left just doing rocket jumps because they give a lot of height, and we need that in good chunks of the game. And I do believe he's still on a mega energy because that half an energy shouldn't be possible otherwise. And yeah, we're kind of just looking for resources. We can technically go to the left, and Lusther has said that he likes to go left as soon as possible. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just took the Frankie to stomp the peg and go towards left side. And ooh, Forlan access for Wespr in the bottom right, and we know he goes immediately there. Honestly, valid.
Yeah, no. I think both teams now have seen that either Forlorn TP or having few Munsteel shards, and so well, there's an area that you can get a lot of the pickups in it very early with how many skills are the few that are locked behind Stomp, but at the moment there's still like almost everything else can be gotten, and there is a relic here as well, so definitely an area that just have access early can be always be nice just to go here, as Jamal does find that dash. So it was at the energy cell in Death Gauntlet, so it is nice for free leave emojis. They now do have that skill, so and
yeah, absolutely important for the state of the race because, well, dash just saves so much time just by being able to get to places quicker. Kind of what you would expect from that, of course. And if they hadn't found it in the next few minutes, I would have been seriously worried for them, specifically because TwiceTheBaguette hasn't missed any skills so far that we know of. So, yeah, dash is definitely one of the skills that if you miss it, you just bleed time constantly. And we do see Jamal kind of following into Lusther's steps by also taking the Frankie and hopefully also getting the bash fairly soon. I'm not quite sure what Lusther is intending to do. Oh, I think he's trying to do the... Oh! Yeah, he's trying to do the cutscene stack with the frog by bash gliding here. Didn't quite get it, so we'll probably attempt... Well, fast stompless, I guess? Is
yeah,
his
and they do
best
have
bet
bash,
now.
so yeah, you can easily go around with bash. It does take a bit more time since they have dash. They could just rocket jump up to the top, but it's still not a big deal. It's not something that was required to be done at the moment. But so we'll see if there's anything there. And so far, Wespr has not found anything in Forlorn. See, GreeZ has decided to also go into Ginso with that Ginso teleporter. So see if there are anything here that they find soon. There is a relic. I believe there is a relic, yes, that they will need to get eventually. And there is actually glide that Lusther finds in in Valley. So that's also nice. And definitely useful to get around some of the later game areas for sure.
Yeah, and GreeZ for his part found a lot of experience in Ginso, 490 XP. That kind of indicates that at least one of the water vein charts is very late in logic, so it's very unlikely that they will find a skill in here. But as you mentioned, the relic is still relevant. And Jamal trailing behind Lusther, also finding the glide now. Wespr for his part wasn't too successful in Forlorn. We will see where that progression is, but it doesn't seem to be in Forlorn.
Yeah, I just haven't found the relic. Is there? No, there's no Forlorn relic. I'm getting confused. So, there's no items so I needed Forlorn, but there are still a couple more things that let's bring Chapik up to the top because he did get the first pick up here, but then his teammate found Dash, decided to immediately go and get that, which is understandable. And then we'll go back and check the last two pickups in the top right. Whereas GreeZ did open the Ginso escape, doesn't look like he's gonna go in quite yet. But it'd be tempting to do a key dupe here, maybe, to get enough keys to go down into Ginso.
This is one of the faster key dupes, as you can see, and it's also very easy to set up. You just need to die to the spikes here. So he can just basically get an infinite amount of keystones very quickly. Just needs to be careful to not put too many keystones at once into the door to accidentally open it. But yeah, we are still extremely resource starved. Team leaf free leaf emoji has not found a single health cell yet. 29 minutes in. That is quite a bit of an issue, especially for later game areas, where they might have a bit more trouble. And we see or saw people dying in these later areas because, yeah, we just don't have the resources to go through there with this amount of health. You basically die to everything, and there's a lot of things that try to kill you, so Jamal on his side is attempting the effects. There are a few setups for this specific pickup. It can be a very annoying one because if you don't have a setup for it, you basically are forced to get climb and charge jump. However, they do have climb, but charge jump can be everywhere. And Lusther has now an activated Horror TP. Found a Sensen chart in Sorrow on the left side and is continuing his search here. Will lure this exploding slime to get access. Hopefully we'll get it soon, but yeah, nothing too important on any of the screens right now. We're searching for the progression, searching for some more skills, maybe the next relic. And Jamal getting facts, 224 experience, so charge jump isn't too early in logic. That's what we can see from that.
Yeah, and still something that totally understandable to go check because there is a relic in Valley. So see, Jamal's gotten that. There are still a couple of pickles that can be grenade locked in Valley, so chance. And he wouldn't be able to get that relic now. But
Jamal doing one hard trick after the other. First Fax now trying to get into Forlorn approach by taking this frog on a journey. You can use the projectile to break the floor. However, yeah, there are plenty of spikes in there, so I'm very excited to see. And we did see other runners struggle with it, especially because the frog has very limited HP. And yeah, there it happens. Jamal accidentally kills the frog by dashing it too much. Lusther is now in Sorrow on the other side of your screen. Is trying to search for some more resources here. Well, Team TwiceTheBaguette at least is at 6 health at this point.
Yeah, definitely a bit more comfortable than having 3. And there's the relic and a lot of sunstone shards that we're seeing in Sorrow. And Luster's going to immediately take that as a hint to go into Haru. As the Sorrow is definitely somewhere they can access. Obviously, with current skill set with Wind Restores, they're still missing something to get onto the left side
Oh no, on the right side, Jamal was basically done with the lure, had the frog in the right position, the shot in the right position as well, and unfortunately bashed into spikes. But the action doesn't stop. Lusther finding charge jump in Horu. Okay, that is definitely quite a find. With that, well, all our problems are solved. This should be go mode unless we need stomp or grenade for any of the relics. Which
Yeah,
can still happen. We still have some relics where we don't know where they are and they could be in tricky positions.
yeah, definitely possible, especially with some of the areas they haven't found while they haven't gotten into the Valley Relic yet. However, there's still none. There is no relic in either Horu or Blackroot, which are some of the two areas that you think of as needing Stomp and Grenade the most. So and that's another easy relic in Misty that Jamal has just found in the top right, just on the second pickup. So not gonna have to go too deep into Misty.
Oh wow, the
See,
setup by Lusther right there on the top left to get the first pickup in Misty. Extremely nice, just charge jumping, climb charge jumping off of a small ledge and extending the hitbox with the dash. And the relic is on the second pickup, so we don't even need to worry about later parts, and that eradicates also one more grenade-locked pickup that could be a relic. So the likelihood of them needing one of the hard-locking skills is going down. It seems like we won't be needing either of those skills this seed, but yeah. We can't sigh a breath of relief just yet. There are still some pickups that could hold relics and are grenade or stomp locked.
yeah, it's for now mainly just the pickups the in Lower Valley. There are two that need Grenade. The Builder Cell in Lower Valley and the Valley Long Swim. Yep, so both of those potentially still have a chance to be the relic. We'll see. There are still other pickups though in Forlorn Approach area that Lusther now will be able to get down to with climb and charge jump. So see if he does choose to do that. As Wespr Jamal have not found that charge jump in the entrance to Haru. So see if they
and I want to point out what Wespr is doing in the bottom right is really not easy. He doesn't have stomp or charge jump, so he has no way of breaking the barrier in an easy manner. So he has to take this shot and double bash it all the way around. And yeah, he's deciding to give up. Honestly, not a bad call. This is extremely hard to do.
Yeah, especially because the shots don't, like, when you bash them, they don't necessarily go in exactly in the direction you would think that they would, and it's not necessarily going to go straight the way you bash it. So it can be very difficult to get the angle correct, and especially in like the tight corridor, they're trying to bash it through there. So totally understandable that he's going to be deciding instead to go up and maybe try to go through the escape instead.
Yeah, and on the left side, Lusther and GreeZ are kind of trading positions. Checking out the areas that the other has already cleared. Trying to find the relics. Maybe not losing too much information because it can be very hard to remember 20 minutes later where you found certain things. But yeah, Jamal finding the Sora relic as well now on 4 relics. And yeah, it's looking to catch up. We're still playing a bit of catch up, even though it's really not that easy to tell who's in the lead right now.
Yeah. We'll say we've seen so far 6 out of the 8 relics. Just missing Ginso and Valley. So as we said, there's still a chance that there is one of those in Valley that is grenade locked. But it's just 2 pickups now for that, and we do see Lusther going to be going into Ginso and does have the charge jump, which Wespr did not have, so we'll be able to go farther down a lot easier and just check the pickups in Oregon. So whereas Wespr is going to be attempting to bash this shot all the way up to the top. This is very slow here, so we'll see. This Luster's seem much easier. Just going to be able to charge jump that and be able to use some bashes to get this pickups in here, and so not too difficult.
Yeah, and we see Lusther, yeah, just having a much easier time here. Jamal still attempting to get into Lower Valley. This frog is definitely not playing nice. But then again, this is an extremely hard trick, especially because, well, there are these spikes everywhere. You need to pay attention. And Wespr in the escape, in the Ginso escape, will he find the Ginso relic here?
We'll see if it's there, or if it's not in the escape or in one of these 4 pickups that Lusther is about to get just below the bash tree. There is still a chance that it is in one of the first 2 pickups in Ginso, which would require them to find an extra water vein shard. There is double jump, which Lusther has found just below the bash tree, but it is not a relic. That is the relic, though. So.
Literally the last pickup where you couldn't, where you don't need the 3rd water vein shard. So really lucky on that note. Wespr will now not find the relic in the escape. We know that. Well, we'll still finish it because there are a bunch of pickups here. Oh, but without double jump this will be a bit harder. Luckily he deactivated the water before starting the escape, so he won't have as hard of a time, and energy regeneration for his trouble. And, well, swamp access if he wants it.
So we'll now know that there is, they need either charge jump, stomp, or just an extra water vein shard to get that last pick up, get the relic. Although I think that they would still need something else to get up from the bottom of Ginso, so charge jump likely what they will finding if they want to go and get the relic in Ginso, as we see Jamal did eventually get into Lower Valley and Lusther as well. So we'll see where the relic ends up being.
Yeah, Lusther had a much easier time though, so props to Jamal for not giving up. Oh well, maybe he did give up. I did not pay 100% attention. We'll see if Lusther finds the relic here. Needs to pull the lever. And we will see what we find here. I do believe we saw these pickups already.
Yeah, as Wespr had gone from the out through the front. Forlorn did check these pickups earlier, so I believe
we only have the grenade locked ones left.
Yes, if they did check everything. I'm not sure if they checked. Lusther may have not checked the Bird Stomp cell because that was not checkable earlier. So, wonder if Lusther's going to go back and check that.
Oh, true. Yeah, that is probably what he's going back for. And after that, well, they do have glide, so they could do Forlorn escape, and that would probably not be a bad call because grenade is just not anywhere near anyone. Like, it can be anywhere. But there it is. Okay, no grenade needed. 8 out of 8 for Lusther. We see him immediately beelining towards the final escape, whereas GreeZ is trying to do the swim without clean water, deciding to give up on it. Honestly valid. Clean water is very comfy for the final escape. And yeah, Lusther will... Now the question remains, will Lusther spend the 13 ability cells he has? And it seems like the answer is
looks like no. That'll be fine. So, looks like GreeZ is going to be going down and trying to get that clean water pickup to be able to get the Glades relic, and if now with the knowledge of the other relics, can then go into Haru and the charge jump, and then get the valley and get some relics. So,
yeah. And so we see that Lusther is way ahead of GreeZ. However, I do not believe that Team Free Leaf Emoji will be able to finish before GreeZ is done, since they do not have all the knowledge. And yeah, are still kind of scrambling. Oh, they actually don't have the Glades relic yet. Interesting. But with that, Lusther had a very clean final escape. GG to him. Will finish just above 43 minutes and be the first to finish in this race.
yeah, definitely still. Yeah, and the real thing is now is that yeah, for Leaf Moji, they haven't gone into Sorrow yet, I don't believe, so there is still, that was really where all the Sunstone shards were, so see if they can get that and find their charge jump anytime soon. Whereas Jamal's still kind of looking for the pickups. Blades to find the Great Blades relic. We do know that it is in the swim, but Jamal at the moment does not have the clean water like his teammate does, so he's going to end up checking the other pickups for now. And with 6 health would need and Snow Stomp, I believe we need either Ultra Defense or some extra health to be able to get the swim pickup at the moment. Now looking at the map.
Yeah, you can tell that he's definitely thinking about what have we not checked, what is left there. Maybe Wespr believes he has checked the swim already and is deciding to go back to left side, as Lusther is now finishing with a final time of 43:29. GreeZ also now actually is still missing 2 relics, probably just wants to get the teleporter here.
Yeah, and the charge jump was in the entrance of Oru, so likely that's going to be where he's going to be going now, getting the teleporter, and then going so they can get through again so much easier, and then as well to get into the Valley Relic, which does definitely require either charge jump or stomp, so if it be needed. So as GreeZ didn't get teleporter for Haru, is going to have to go over the long way through Haru Fields, but now is still definitely in the lead compared to the other team, so it still definitely has plenty of time to
it
finish
can't
up
be
the city.
underestimated how much time it saves to just know where you need to go instead of still being in the searching phase, which is still true for Team Free Leaf Emoji. So, yeah, it doesn't seem to be like they are winning the race, especially because Wespr seems to be going towards Sense. At least I saw some skilling in the purple tree without any particular reason for, using these ability points.
Yeah. It's interesting that Wespr doesn't find a grenade. It's
okay,
interesting.
that will not swing the this race, but it is an interesting find.
Yeah,
Especially because I could see it delaying the Valley Relic.
Yeah, for sure, because there are there are the 2 other grenade lock pickups in Valley, which they can now access. So we'll see if Jamal is maybe going to be going straight over to get that. Looks like he's going to be going straight into Misty to get that grenade. They still do not have the charge jump, so they don't have access to pick up where the relic is. So GreeZ meanwhile did get the charge jump and will be going over to get the last 2 relics now.
Yeah, hopefully they will find their access to that 1 relic soon. GreeZ is just going through this area, knows exactly where he needs to go to, so doesn't even need to pick anything up. Can just... Okay, it's still opting to do the so, which honestly valid. Probably wants to be a bit more comfy in the final escape. Actually decides, yeah, I'm good. Let's just rush through here.
Those pickups without stomp can be a bit deceiving to you, it seems like, especially the upper one, because you can't climb charge up the wall after you've already broken the wall. And so it's going to be going down and picking up the relic, which is in the room below this room, but always nice to be able to get the double jump as well. And GreeZ is going to be going down, picking up the energy cell and the relic right here. We're going back to Valley to get the final relic.
Yeah, seems to be a win for TwiceTheBaguette, unless GreeZ heavily fails in this last part of the run. And yeah, the grenade is indeed, well, understandably so, making them check Valley Long Swim. They don't have, as mentioned, access to that pickup that holds the relic, so they do need to check these pickups, and they will be very devastated to find that that is not where they find their relic. And yeah, they will know fairly soon because Jamal is approaching that last grenade pickup here. And GreeZ is heading towards the final escape, just needs to do the one decision Are we gonna see violence? Yes, we're seeing violence. Very good. I approve.
They do now realize that as they haven't found the Valley Relic, there is still something missing. They will need one more skill to get the final pickup in Valley. They do not know where the relic is, but at the moment not very useful as they still don't have access to get it. As you're also going to be going and getting a few things in Forlorn. Yours. Wespr might find in a minute that where the Blades relic is, and realize they hadn't pick up in the swim. Because I believe now that's one of the last things aside from this grenade lock pickup up here they haven't checked in Blades. So should be able to get that soon. And it will just
You're
be.
gonna check the Frankie Walk XP possibly, and then find that they didn't do the longer swim. GreeZ finally beat the final mini boss of the game. Now has access to the final escape, is starting it. It is a fairly comfy escape with the skill set he has, so wow. That is a generous gift from Kuro though, so now he can continue. 5 health shouldn't be too much of an issue. He has the bash, he has the clean water for the water room, and also an easy way up in the final room, so just a matter of execution here. Waiting for the shot. Double bashing it, ooh, in his own face. Whereas Wespr on the right is getting that relic, and Jamal is starting the escape. And GreeZ now on his second attempt, hopefully will get it this time. Is he aware that he has double jump? I haven't seen him use it at the escape yet.
Didn't just get it toward the end, so it would be one of those things, especially if you're in a long sea that you don't always you got double jump like or any other skill like just toward the end, and you're so used to playing for 40 minutes without it, so can't always be. I don't always remember that you don't have or that you have the skill now. So we'll see now. Jamal's gonna be opted to go into the Forlorn escape. They do know that they need the Valley Relic, which is locked behind either Charge Jump or Stomp, and neither members of Free Lift Mofu have find either of those skills, so Stomp is going to be found through the Forlorn escape. It'll tell you which area the Stomp pickup is in, so always completely understandable to go down here to find out where the Stomp is.
Yeah, and in the meantime, GreeZ finished his escape. Will have a final time of just above 51 minutes. So that will lead to an average of about 47 minutes for Team TwiceTheBaguette. And yeah, Stomp is in Swamp. Okay, so we might see the swim after all.
The chance to want to note that Wespr is there now. Jamal still has not gotten the has not gotten the clean water, so you need to go down and get that.
Yeah, we have seen from both teams actually that neither thought maybe that clean water might be important, so one player always got it late. But with the Glades Relic you kind of needed it. And yeah, GreeZ finishing now. And team #free leaf emoji is still on the hunt. They still need that Stomp. Because at this point it is very unlikely that they will find the charge jump. There is no relic in Horu, so there isn't a good reason to go there. And yeah. They haven't... They will probably not find that charge jump there.
Yeah, Wespr did find the Horu TP, and so does have access to Horu now, but it was one of the first pickups in Horu, so see if they do decide to go over there, but totally understandable. They don't know where, they don't necessarily know if something's in Horu, and they know for sure that there is something in Swamp that they could use, so you're going to instead be choosing to get pickups in Swamp, whereas Jamal is now going to be going to Swamp Swim afterwards, after getting the clean water, so we still need the pickups in Swamp. I've already been checked, so a decent chance that it is in the swim. So we'll see for sure.
Yeah, it can also be towards stomp tree area, because this is not something where we need to go to in relics necessarily. So since it is fairly slow, costs keystones, and is not necessarily easy if you don't have the right skills, it's not something with priority. But Wespr now being the first to enter Swamp from the bottom, which arguably is the easier way with the skill set they have. So you can destroy this floor, check the pickup here, and then continue towards the swim. J-Mol just following behind. There isn't really an easy way to split this up if no one wants to do the old skills swamp entry. And yeah, with that, we are at least here. Stomp, of course, cannot be stomp locked, and that pickup next to Wespr is specifically stomp locked in standard logic, so it won't be there.
But there are still many other pickups that it could be.
Our winners on deck for an interview, so we will drag them in while Relief Emoji is still searching a bit. So, GG! TwiceTheBaguette. Very well done.
Oh, thanks for the GG.
Yeah, so was that kind of the start you were hoping for with the wall interaction blue break?
I mean, we find Bash pretty early on, if I remember, so that's something I really like personally. I don't know about you, GreeZ, but
yeah, we're used to those kind of starts when Lusther can go grotto from the BRB entry, and then I can go like all around do the whole loop. So it was like a known field, if I can say. So the start was pretty starved in resources, like in energy and stuff, and I lost a lot of time because of that. And otherwise, I think we read the logic pretty fine, I think.
I don't know about that. I feel like
But at least the only game.
sequence breaked a lot. Like, we probably missed double jump and storm, basically.
Well, Stump was just found by team double leaf emoji, free leaf emoji.
Yeah.
Oh god, confusing it in
Where?
my head. Right next to Stump tree, the charge jump locked one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
never went there.
surprise me.
But yeah,
Not that they do not have charge jump.
Oh yeah, our church jump locked, so after Oru, okay. So after Sorrow and after Oru, so there was definitely a left side TP somewhere. Oh yeah, we had the Sorrow one, I think.
yes. But yeah, the fact that we found wall interaction and blue breakage early meant that somehow the logic wanted us to go to allowed us to go to grotto, so that's what we usually do, where Lusther decides to sequence break and play BRB without doing the whole loop, so we can split pretty early, and then yeah.
Yeah, overall, I think we've been pretty successful because, like, we found the relics on right side pretty early on, so I decided, okay, I go left side, even if I don't have many resources. And it paid off because actually the relics on left side were actually okay. And after that, it was just go mode and like hoping that the Valley relic is not grenade lock.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a question for you specifically, Lusther. We saw you do the double bash chain to get to upper grotto. Since you said that you are usually the person to take the shortcut from BRB to grotto, how often do you do that chain? Or do you usually have a different skill set?
Often, but I mean, if I do the connection BRB grotto every time, I guess, if I don't find another TP. But yeah, I'm used to do that kind of thing. Like even way before. I like really long debash chain.
Nice. Yeah, and with that we see Jamal approaching the final escape, just validating the seed right now, finding a lot of hugs, and we'll continue. But back to you, So now you're 2-0. Do you have any idea of
2 and 1.
2
I
and
think.
1? Yes.
Yeah.
Do
and
you
1.
have any idea about the teams you could be facing, and do you maybe have a team you would like to face or would prefer not to face?
If you have any degrees, go on it. I need to think about it.
Actually, don't remember what teams are on like.
One thing I
in
like
one.
to do is rematch Apple and Ernest.
Yes.
Because we matched them during the showcase and we lost, and would like to go to have a revenge. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that will happen.
Maybe.
I'm all on the final stretch of the final escape now during the swim. Oh, it's gonna do fish strats. Lion, do you have any question?
Not at the moment, no.
Ooh, J-Mol activating Kuro. That. Ooh, almost got
Yeah,
out.
and just barely not to be able to get through, as Wespr does get the final relic, and we'll be going to Haru as well in just a second.
So, your team TwiceTheBaguette, you already kind of explained how happy you were about not needing grenade. How happy were you about not needing Stomp either?
I mean, Stomp was not a big problem. No relics on Forlorn, no relics on Oru, so there's not a lot of big Stomp luck, I think. So it was not too much of a worry, I think.
If we had Stomp, I probably could have continued in Ginzo without doing the device chain, and I would have found the double jump that would have had me for all the other relics. But otherwise, yeah, I think we were fine without Stomp. As soon as we knew that Horu didn't have any relic and Fall on either, that was like yeah. It was more like really grenades. The fear of grenade going to fall on where there isn't any relics.
Yeah.
That would have been like such a mess, but I guess
I mean, we
were
found
fine.
the Forlorn TP, so it was not that bad, but yeah.
But doing the escape just to get the clue that might be in the, I don't know.
But yeah, the keys in this seed particularly was such a big relief. Like, there was not a lot of dungeon relic, and we find one word vein right at the start, and we're like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I guess they were very, very lenient to seed. Oh no, Wespr also activating Kuro. Okay, but free leave emoji almost also at the finish line. So, yeah, do you have any kind of strategy to approaching specifically the late game, maybe? Where it's the question of who maybe catches up with the knowledge and takes something you already know and who goes to new areas?
I think most of the time I'm the one going to the left side because I am like comfortable with it, and most of the time GreeZ actually checking one-offs in the right side, and I think that's most of the time what we do.
Yeah, we managed to split all the areas to clear, and usually because of how comfortable Lusther is and the execution overall, he finishes he finishes first, and I try kind of to communicate the right side locations, and usually he finishes first, and I try to keep up with his time. But this time we kind of, I don't know, we adapted, and he decided to just go like a rocket just to finish and like have one of us
There was
up the time.
there was some tricks that I'm doing, and GreeZ is not like comfortable with it, especially the ones to get to the Oru TP, like above the Grodo laser. And I'm so happy that this one is rerouting this time. So yeah, at some point we had to adapt because GreeZ cannot like necessarily do exactly what I'm doing in the routing, so sometimes we adapt.
Yeah, that's why you saw me try the hyperspeed once, and then I decided to to go to Horu because everything else was, I think, pretty much locked behind the. Not locked, but like charge jump being in Horu kind of prevented me to get the Ginzo relic and double jump. So I just decided to go for the skip the Horu TP since we had like a lot of Sunstone Shard in Sorrow. So yeah, my late game was kind of messy. It was me like deciding on the fly if I skip things, and I just like wolf to Horu instead of trying to get the TP because I'm not comfortable doing this trick.
Yeah, most of the time when you have dash, it's harder to think.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. And we see Wespr just crossing the finish line with a final time of 1:03:21, giving them an average time of 1 minute 40, somewhere around that. 1 hour, 1 minute 40, of course. And yeah, we do have both of them on deck as well now, so let's drag them in and ask them some questions as well. Yeah, GG to you two as well.
Yep, GG's everyone. What
GG's.
that was
Did
a
you
fun,
guys-
a fun and interesting seed for sure.
I like you for that bash placement.
I was upset by that one actually because I realized what happened is like it was called out to me when I was like in the opposite direction. I immediately turned around and left. It's like, oh wait a minute, I probably should have like grabbed this teleporter so I could come back here, huh? But nope, just beeline to it. Unfortunate.
Yeah, kind of similar question to you. Do you like these kind of starts that start out with wall interaction, blue break, and then just open the entire map? Or what kind of seeds would you prefer?
Not the ones that we're happier with. Definitely a little grumbly going through the beginning of this seed. Definitely like either faster paced ones, maybe not by skill, but we like playing with in logic warps specifically. So like that, those really give interesting ways for map access that is non-traditional.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of just like a seed like this that's just super grindy and just like there's only so many ways that you can really kind of split up and cover the map differently, and then it's just a lot of like turn around, backtrack, get the pickups your teammate found sort of thing. It's not really the thing that I am most interested in playing, but it happens, and so you deal with it.
Yeah, fair enough. So going to the relics, maybe at the positioning. What did you think about the Valley relic?
I forgot that Stomp Cell existed at all. To be quite frank, we found Grenade and Misty, and I was like, oh good, it has to be there. And then I didn't find the relic, and I was very sad.
Oh god.
Yeah, do you want to have the information of where charge jump was? Because Team
Oh
TwiceTheBaguette
gosh,
found it
please.
very
Yes.
early. It's in horror.
It was
It's in the
in
main
horror.
room.
Oh, great.
But it was the easy pickup, like the 4-1.
The four that's like right in the entrance there.
Yeah, that's the hub one.
Dang, okay. Yeah, I don't even know when we found Horu access. I know we found the teleporter relatively late, and I don't know, like, I found like a bunch of Sunstone shards in Sorrow, but like, I don't know that I would have ever made that play, quite frankly. So.
Yeah, absolutely
The horror
understandable.
continues.
Team TwiceTheBaguette finished without Stomp, so
Yeah,
Um,
so and having charge jump once you go by there makes Stomp Cell pick up a lot better. You find the relic. I don't have to waste 5 minutes dying to that frog lure in Lower Valley in the stupidest ways imaginable. It's-
yeah, I actually it was very impressive to see you first go for fags with the bashes and then also try to get the frog over. Is that a trick you're familiar with, or did you just decide to go for it?
Oh, I have absolutely done both of those tricks many times before, and usually much more smoothly than I did this time. I don't know what it was. I was just dropping double bashes all over the place, and I don't think I have ever died so many times on the spikes next to that frog as I did today. I have, like, this is a novel experience for me of just all of the fantastic ways I find to just to kill myself and have to reset that lore. So I have definitely done them before. I was reasonably confident going into that. It's just, I don't know, weird execution day of it happens.
Yeah, we were rooting for you. And on the term of maybe using binds for double bash, Wespr, we saw you struggle a bit with the final rocket jump, and at least one of our trackers was wondering if you do manual rocket jumps, or do you know what the issue was? Maybe.
No, I don't use I use the binding for the rocket jump, or combo keys. But I think what was happening there is I was just holding down jump and so not releasing before the rocket jump. I know does kill that fish, and I'm assuming that's what happened. Just like input error.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but you were able to salvage at least the last attempt very nicely and avoid Kuro. So GG on that.
Yeah, traditional escape. I was a little excited taking the rock slide out of Grotto, because I'm like, I can't remember the last time anyone has had to do this.
I mean, okay, to be fair, Lusther also did it, but Lusther did it in a way that he took a spider shot and just double bashed it to the bridge instead of going that way that you tried to. But I was...
Wouldn't the bridge block you?
I was honestly not aware that this was possible. I was not aware that you can bash the rocks, so today I learned.
It was funny, we actually weren't certain either. We're just we're pretty sure you could bash off those, but I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah, but that being said, maybe a final question for the two of you. Do you have any team you want to be facing in the last round of Swiss, or any team you absolutely want to avoid?
To be honest, I haven't even been paying too close attention to kind of what everyone's standings are. I've kind of just been taking the tournament as it comes, and so I don't know where anyone else is or who else is in the same situation or even what the potential matchups could be. We're gonna get told this week, and that'll be that.
Fair enough. Yeah, with that, we are unfortunately at the end of this day full of Ori, but that doesn't mean we're at the end of this weekend full of Ori. We have a bunch of races happening tomorrow. We have, let me check real quick, Team Storytime versus Scorched Stones at 19 UTC. At the same time happening City Escape versus Sincere Strawberry, and a bit earlier in the day at 14 UTC, Ocarina of Uwu versus the Lions. So we will let you know if we plan on restreaming them. For now, we do not have the plan, but we will post the multi-Twitch link so you can check them out, watch them with your friends, and have a great time. Yeah, with that being said, we were, again, a group of people organizing this. Big shout out to Appletree for restreaming all 3 matches in a row. Absolute hero over here. Big hugs to you. And also to our track Fupio and Infinite for feeding us with some information about stuff we missed. And of course, thank you, Lion, for commentating with me.
And thank you for commentating. Thanks to the runners as well for this great race we've seen as well. And see you tomorrow in last matches of this week and next week for round 4.